Good morning, and thank you for joining us for the last Discover Virtual today. Before you complete your application for one of the hundreds of programs or schools that are the best fit for your students. Buenos días y gracias por acompañarnos esta mañana para Discover Virtual, antes de entregar su solicitud para uno de los cientos de programas especiales que tenemos en el distrito para sus estudiantes. Si quiere escuchar esta presentación en español, por favor, vaya a la parte inferior de su pantalla y vea el icono del mundo que se encuentra ahí. Pulse en el icono del mundo y escoja la interpretación en español. Si esto no funciona, salga y vuelva a intentarlo. Si por alguna razón no puede escucharlo en español, regrese, háganoslo saber a través del Q&A que también se encuentra en la parte inferior de su pantalla. So thank you so much for joining us this morning again. We have experts from all of the programs who are going to share some really important information for you all, and then they're going to answer your questions. If we're going to go through the presentation at first, and then we're going to answer your questions in the end. If you're anything like me, you might have questions as things go along, and that's fine. You can put them into the Q&A as you think of them, because I often don't remember them later on when the Q&A comes up. So put them in there. We'll keep track of the questions. We'll ask them at the end, and we'll get you some answers. Next. This is, like I said, the last one for today. We'll go to 11:30. We'll have questions at the end. Next. The application can be found at dallasisd.org/discover. If you have any questions beyond what we have today, we will have a phone bank from 10 to 12 today. You can call them 972-925-5560. They're also available Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 5 p.m., 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. to answer your questions. They are super busy at this time, so definitely have some patience. This is because January 31st is the deadline to submit. It is kind of a little bit busy right now, so they may not get to you right away. Next. And this is the information. They can get to you either by email at enroll@dallasisd.org. They can get to you by phone at that same number, 972-925-5560. Or that you can go to one of the one centers in person, and to find the location that is nearest you or most convenient, you can visit www.dallasisd.org/one. And their locations are there. Next. Oh, before pre-K, actually, we're going to have our colleague Jennifer Murillo. If you can stop sharing, Jorge, she can share her screen and kind of give us a quick walkthrough of the application for those of you who have not done the application yet, or have not been involved with the application. Jennifer?
Thank you, Mari Carmen. Good morning, everyone. I hope you all can see my screen okay. My name is Jennifer Murillo. I'm with the Office of Centralized Enrollment. We are here, as Mari Carmen mentioned, to provide you all with a walkthrough of how to submit your application on this website, what it looks like, and how you all can get these applications in by that application deadline. The website you want to start off at, as Mari Carmen mentioned, is dallasisd.org/discover. And as you can see here, you'll just scroll down and you'll have two options. Now, the first one I want to bring to your attention is find school options. Because we have so many programs, I can understand how daunting it can feel for families that are enrolling into our district for the first time. So this is a great resource for you all to kind of explore what's out there based on either what you are interested in for your child, if it's a Montessori program, if it's a STEM program, or if you know your child is old enough to show some interest in those special programs, you can also narrow down your search that way. So the left-hand side is going to be for your zone school. You'll enter your address and the grade level that the student will be entering next year, and it will show you your zone campus, which is a great option for your student. If you are looking for other options, then you'll use the option on the right where it says, help me find a school or program. And this is available in different languages as well. You'll be able to change the language here on the upper right corner if needed. But you'll select the student's grade level, and then you'll type in your address. And then what program you're interested in. So if you click on transformation programs, it will show you Montessori, personalized learning, single gender, magnet programs as well. You'll see the different options for elementary schools in that type of program. And then other programs is going to be geared more towards our, neighborhood schools or schools that don't fall under the transformation or magnet model necessarily. So let's say I want just single gender. Okay. And then here you can select either best fit, school performance, or location. The location option is going to be, of course, the distance to the address that you provided. But for the sake of this tool, it is best to select the best fit option so you can see how many of the schools that pop up meet the criteria that you selected in your search. And the match score is going to give you exactly that. So solar prep for boys and solar prep for girls gives me the best match based on the criteria that I selected because it is a transformation school as well as single gender. Here on the map, you can also see other schools that are nearby. If distance is something that will impact the school that you would like your child to attend. Once you have those schools narrowed down, you'll return to the Discover Dallas webpage, and you'll click on the Choose Dallas ISD application. If this is your first time, then go ahead and create a login using the right-hand side. The required fields are the ones noted with the red asterisk. I do have an account, so I'll go ahead and log in. Now, for families that have students within Dallas ISD now, this is the same portal that we use for registration. So you more than likely already have an account since registration has been solely online for a few years now. Once you log in, you can also select the language in which you'd like this dashboard to appear in the upper right corner. And you can also double check that the school year is set to the proper year. Now, if you do have students in Dallas ISD, it's very important that you make sure this is set to the 2024-2025 school year. If you're creating this account for the first time, then it should automatically default, but definitely double check to make sure it's set to 24-25. The next thing I want you all to check is to see if the student is already tied to your account. So what you'll do is scroll down to the bottom and see if their name already appears in blue here. If it does, then you'll see an application tab for them. And then you'll click on begin application down here to avoid any issues with duplicating the student. And that way you can get into the application without any issue. If you're doing this for the first time or your student is barely entering, then you'll click where it says let's begin application. Here, it will ask if the student has ever attended Dallas ISD. If they have, and you do have their student ID number, you can go ahead and enter their information, first and last name, and date of birth. If they are not, you'll click no, agree, and then you'll be able to continue with the application. For the sake of time, I will go ahead and go to an application that I have almost done, just so we can see what that looks like for everyone. The first couple of pages on the application are going to be basic demographic information, student name, date of birth, grade level. And then as you see here on the application progress tracker, the pages that are done will have a green check mark once you've completed that page. Page number 4 is going to be the selected schools page. Your zone school will appear here, and the zone school is going to be the program where the student has the admission, right, for your neighborhood. However, this does not include any special programs that that school may have. So, for example, this address zones to North Dallas High School. However, they have a P-TECH program. So I would need to submit an application for that P-TECH program if if my student is interested in attending there. This map is very interactive, and I encourage everyone to kind of take a look at it if you're still exploring options. Your green school is going to be your zone school based on your address, but you can also see other neighboring schools that are nearby, and you can explore those options as well. Down at the bottom is going to be the full list of programs that are available for the student to apply to, and that's going to be based on the grade level and gender for our single gender schools. Once those schools are selected, you will go to the ranked school selections. And this page is very important because students will only receive one offer based on the ranking on this page. So it does default to alphabetical order based on the schools that I selected previously, but you can easily drag and drop to your preferred order or preference. If a student is accepted to, for example, my first choice here is Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy. If my student is accepted to this school, then any lower ranked school will be automatically withdrawn. So it's very important that you all take into consideration these rankings. You do have the ability to edit not only the schools that you have selected on your application, but also the ranking of these schools until the January 31st deadline. So don't be afraid to kind of, move these around until they feel right. Just because, you can't make changes after the application deadline. So you'll go through the application, making sure that you answer all of the questions, you provide the required documents that are requested on the application, just so the school, once they process or get to the student's application, they have all the information that they need, and there's less back and forth and there's no delay on the processing of your application. Once the application is submitted, I'll go to one that has been submitted. It will look like this on your dashboard. It'll say in processing until the school has had the chance to review the application for eligibility. If the student has been deemed eligible for that school, then that status will change to eligible. Now, one thing I do also want to mention to families is it is very important that you all verify the contact information. So if you scroll up to the top and click on My Account, it will show you the phone number and the email that we have on file for you. You can also enable text message notifications. So when an update has been made to your child's application, you will receive real-time updates, not only through this portal, but also directly to your email and to your phone number if you opt in for text messages. This is very important, especially as we're coming into the end of this application season. If there are any documents that are missing, if you are being notified of any assessments that your child needs to participate in, then it's very important that you all are receiving those updates so there is no delay in processing of the application. One thing I did forget to mention, you do have the ability to select up to 5 schools on this application with a limit of 2 magnets. So if we go back to the selected schools page, it will notify you what type of school you're selecting on the application to kind of keep track. But it is also smart enough, especially for that magnet limit, if you select 2 magnets, it will not allow you to select more. So if you're having any trouble with, the school selection, if you have any questions at all about this process, our phone number, our department phone number is always going to be down at the bottom of the webpage. So you can give us a call, you can send us an email, or you can stop by in person, and we are more than happy to provide you with any assistance, answer any questions you all have about this application process. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate it as always, walking us through the application. And one of you can share the PowerPoint again. Excellent. And so now we have Yesenia Cardosa Ramirez, who is the director of pre-K, to let us know all about that program.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Super excited and happy to be here to be able to talk about the different types of pre-K programs we have with our current application process. But starting off with why pre-K? So pre-K is very vital age because it's children that attend school between a 3 and 4 year olds. We know that 90% of the child brain development happens from the time that the child is born up until 5 years old. For us at a school district, 5 years old is already kindergarten. So that's why we want to provide different opportunities for families to enroll their child in Dallas ISD, whether they're at a 3 years old or 4 years into a program. But it also helps build those high leadership skills, instructional skills for the students to be able to socialize and be more prepared and to attend kindergarten and compared to the ones that don't attend kindergarten. We also provide free pre-K, scholarship pre-K, and tuition-based pre-K. Next. Click. So we do have an array of different types of programs. We have 2 forms. We have transformation and magnet. And our information below, we have our own pre-K hotline. If you have very specific pre-K questions or need help with the qualifying for pre-K, please feel free to call us today or anytime Monday through Friday will be available. So through our transformation side, we have a variation of schools that offer full day pre-K 3 and full day pre-K 4. Our transformation schools are lottery based. So you can see on our left side, we have a Montessori schools with Eduardo Mata, Buckner Terrace, Onesio Hernandez, Ida B. Wells, Prestonwood, West Dallas, those are our Montessoris. Then we have West Dallas STEM, we have Sam Houston, and Biomedical. All those actually start at pre-K 3 full day. And then it has to pre-K 4. In our transformation schools, only start off at full day pre-K 4, also lottery based, which is our solo girls and our solo boys, which are the 2 single genders we offer starting in pre-K 4. Our Arts Elementary School, which is the MLK or Martin Luther King, that also starts in pre-K 4. But we actually have 2 magnet schools that offer full day pre-K 4. Now these 2 are a little bit different. It's not lottery, but it's academic requires to get in. And that is Dilley and Harry Stone. Again, if you want to know more specific questions about the process, please call us at our hotline today or over throughout the week, Monday through Friday. Next. Here's how it works. So step 1, as y'all heard, the application process ends on January 31st. So you can apply to any of these programs. And like Ms. Murillo mentioned, you have several selections that you can make. Step 2, beginning in March, you will get an acceptance letter, whether you accept or decline the offer of your child within that 10-day window. And step 3, again, this is specifically for pre-K, beginning April 1st, you will submit your child's pre-K registration at the school that you have selected. Or you can either go in person or you can do it virtually online. Now, if your child does not get an offer at a transformation or magnet school, you may submit a traditional pre-K registration form of any of the local schools beginning April 1st. Again, so if you're going to be selecting one of these amazing transformation or magnet schools, you'll follow the process of step 1, 2, and 3, which is register April 1st. If you're registering just for a traditional neighborhood school, nothing's need to be done until April 1st. That's when you can register. So if you have any information or questions about just traditional pre-K, application pre-K, transformation of magnet, please call us specifically at our pre-K hotline, which is a 214-932-7735. But if you have questions about the lottery, academic requirements offered, and more information on transformation of magnet, please call the centralized enrollment or ask us questions here today.
Great. Thank you so much, Yesenia. As always, it's great to have you here and hear all this information. Pre-K is so important. It's so foundational. So I'm glad that people are applying and making a difference for their young ones to start right their educational career. And next, I just wanted to remind you about our number 972-925-5560. And we're going to have Jorge Flores tell us about our transfer and neighborhood program options. This is also part of the application right now. So Jorge, if you can go over those.
Thank you very much, Mari Carmen. And thank you, Yesenia and Jennifer, for the information. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jorge Flores. I'm part of the centralized enrollment team and student transfer coordinator. Like Jennifer had mentioned and Yesenia had mentioned, there are some great neighborhood schools already available for your students, and every student who lives within the boundaries of Dallas ISD in grades K to 12 already is guaranteed a seat at those neighborhood schools. So it is determined by your home address, and your students have an automatic seat at those schools. However, in this application system, if you want to go ahead and have your child attend a different neighborhood school, you can. You can use the system, the application system, to apply to another neighborhood school, and the reason could be as simple as it may be actually closer than your zone school, or you just like some of the programs that are available at that school as well. Now, transfers are going to be as they're making the decision in getting your child into that school, in the neighborhood school. Transfers are available depending on how much available space is available for the grade level that you're applying for. And the schools sometimes will look at the grades, attendance records, and discipline records if needed. But once your student is on campus at that neighborhood school on the transfer, they can remain at that school all the way up to the highest grade level available at that school. You do not need to keep reapplying, so you only need to apply once. One of the differences between applying for a transfer as opposed to some of our other great programs, choice programs that we have, is that transportation is not provided. So keep that in mind as you're thinking about just how far you want to go ahead and select a transferring to another neighborhood school. So a lot of the neighborhood programs that are available for your students that also require a separate application is your dual language programs, which you'll hear about in a little bit. We have some great IB programs at two of our high schools, Hillcrest and Woodrow Wilson. And already some of your neighborhood schools have some great innovation programs available on their campuses. So you have a lot to select from, and our interest is to find the best fit for your student. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mari Carmen.
Thank you, Jorge. I appreciate all that information. And it's certainly an option to do this. And there's already a few questions about transportation. And let me just stress again, transfers do not get transportation. So keep that in mind. Okay, next we have our magnet programs, and our colleague Mayra Andrade will give us information about these programs.
Thank you, Mari Carmen. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So my name is Mayra Andrade. I am a data specialist with the centralized enrollment team. As you know, Magnet are one of the many choices that the ISD have. These programs do provide students with access to college prep courses and very specialized curriculum, which do explore today's careers in many different areas. Now, whether your child is interested in business, law, STEM, or even fine arts, we have several schools that provide very diverse programs for your scholar. So let's talk a little bit about the requirements. What makes magnet programs a little bit different is that they do have specific requirements that a student must meet in order to go forward within the application process. Now, as my colleagues have mentioned, one of the steps is that you must submit your application through the Dallas ISD website. A student must meet a minimum GPA and minimum test score requirements. And if they do complete, or if they do meet that minimum GPA or minimum test score requirement, then they can move on to an on-campus assessment. Next. So if your student is applying to a Montessori program and fine arts program or a science program, they must have a 75 GPA minimum score overall on their report card. If your child is applying to a talented and gifted program, they must have an 80 GPA. For the test scores, again, for the Montessori arts and STEM programs, they must meet a 40th percentile in either STAR or MAP, or any other approved test. And if they are applying to a talented and gifted program, that score goes up a little bit. They must meet a 70th percentile. Now, again, applicants who do meet both requirements are eligible to move forward to the on-campus assessment, and the school will be able to schedule that assessment and give you a notification. They'll send you a notification of when that assessment is. Next. Now, with the selection process for magnets, the seats will be awarded based on this formula. 30% of the seats are awarded district-wide by rank ordering the applicants based on overall assessments. And then the rest of the 70% of the seats are awarded within the comprehensive high school feeder patterns by rank ordering the applicants based on their overall assessment score. Some of our campuses, such as Dealey and Harry Stone, which are our two Montessori programs, do have a sibling rule. So if they currently have a sibling attending and they will return for the next school year, they do get that sibling rule applied to their application. Our elementary and middle schools do have a sibling preference, which also means that if they have a sibling that currently attends or will return for the next school year, they get 5 points added to their assessment score. Now, we do have several schools from grades pre-K4 all the way up to high school. Some of our elementary middle school campuses, such as KB Polk, has 2 different programs, such as visual arts and talented and gifted. Our middle schools, such as Griner, Longfellow, Spence, and our high schools, our 6 schools at Townview, Booker T, and Skyline, just to mention a few. So if you are interested in any of these programs, please apply by January 31st. And it is very important that you supply those necessary required documents in order for the school to be able to process your application in a timely manner. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayra. And I saw a question in the Q&A that I think it would be good to answer right now. It was, what is the difference between a magnet school and a charter school? It's a world of difference. A charter school is not, they don't really have anything to do with Dallas ISD. They are they're not part of the district. Our magnet schools are specialized schools. They have the requirements that Mayra just went through. They are recognized really throughout the country. Many of our magnet schools are at the top of the lists of many organizations and publications as some of the best in the country. So that is certainly a big difference from any other school that you can find out there. We can't really speak about any of the charters because they are not part of our system. So if you're looking at some great schools, definitely look at our magnet schools and our choice, our transformation schools. They are really good. And that's all we can say about that. I hope that answered your question. Next slide. Thank you, Maida. And the next slide. Jorge. Hello, thank you. And no, go back. If you have any questions about the magnets that we just saw, or even the pre-K requirements, I know that was a lot of information, or even the transfer schools, definitely we have people who can help you by answering the phone today from 10 to 12. At 972-925-5560. And they're available today until noon. And you know, it may actually be better today than during the week. So take advantage of that. Next, we have our transformation folks who are going to tell us about another type of special program in school that we have in our district. And these are also great schools. So definitely stick around to listen to about these.
Hello, everyone. My name is Juan Barron. I work with the Office of Centralized Enrollment. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about our transformation schools. So what is a transformation school? Transformation schools are designed around innovative models, and they offer specialized academic programming similar to magnet schools. So they have STEM programs, STEAM, personalized learning, and Montessori programs. And these are just a few of them. We're gonna talk a little bit more about the rest of the programs in just a little bit. And transformation schools don't have attendance boundaries. So any student can apply to attend. And then unlike magnet schools, there are no academic entry requirements. Students are selected for enrollment through a randomized lottery, and seats are awarded based on a 50-50 socioeconomic lottery. And that's for most of our schools. There are a few that are not socioeconomic. And transportation is provided for students living within district boundaries. So if your student gets accepted into a transformation school and they live within Dallas ISD, they are eligible for transportation. Okay, here we have some of our elementary and middle schools. The majority of them do start from pre-K through 8th grade. For example, we have Eduardo Mata here, which is a Montessori program. So Montessori programs are great because they emphasize students' self-discovery and independence. And they work in a small group and collaborative working environment. So these programs, Mata Montessori, Downtown Montessori, Onesimo Hernandez, Bugner Terrace, and Prestonwood Montessori, they all emphasize that self-discovery and independence. So they're great programs. And then we also have our personalized learning programs. For our elementary school, we have PO Prep at Sam Houston. And then another one that's really popular is our biomedical school. So the biomedical school offers a STEM program focused on biomedical sciences. They have a partnership with UT Southwestern, and this program allows students to continue their curiosity in science. Another great STEM school that we have is West Dallas STEM, so science, technology, engineering, and math. And we have our solar programs who also focus on a STEAM program. So the STEAM program is just like the STEM. They just have that additional component of arts. Additionally, the solar schools, they're single gender. So they're also very popular schools that we offer. And then we have our virtual schools. We have Dallas Hybrid Prep and iLearn Virtual Academy. Now, Dallas Hybrid, they're virtual 2 days out of the week. I'm sorry, virtual 3 days out of the week and 2 days in person. And then iLearn Virtual Academy is virtual full-time. Now, if your student is interested in arts or dance or exploratory arts, then we have a great school here, MLK. They offer grades from pre-K 4 through 8th grade. Okay, and next we're going to talk a little bit about our middle and high schools. So we did touch on some of these schools in the previous slide, and they're on this slide as well because they also run through the middle school grades. But we're going to talk about the ones that we have not spoken about yet. So we have our STEAM programs for middle and high school. That's HOSI STEAM Middle School, 6th through 8th grade. And this is a brand new program, Young Women's STEAM Academy. They will be opening up in August. So applications are open for Young Women's STEAM Academy. So additionally from STEAM, they're also a single gender school. Then we have our technology and project-based learning school, which is New Tech. New Tech, they have grades from 9 to 12. So this is our high school technology school. And students that are interested in project-based learning focuses on creativity and technology and digital media. So I know that's pretty big nowadays. So if you're interested in those type of programs, then this is a school for you. And then we have our urban planning and architecture and environmental science school, which is City Lab High School. And this school is located in downtown Dallas, and it gives the students opportunity to explore architecture, environmental sustainability, urban planning, and it gives them opportunities to learn through the University of Austin, as well as the University of Arlington. And then for International Baccalaureate, we have our school, Dr. Frederick Haynes Global Prep. They offer grades from 9 to 12th grade. And then our personalized learning schools are Ignite Middle School and Innovation Design Entrepreneurship Academy High School, grades 9 through 12. So if any of these schools, if you're interested in any of these schools, definitely feel free to go into your account and apply before January 31st. The application for transformation is going to ask for some required documents, and that's a proof of address. That'll be a utility bill, a lease contract, or a mortgage statement, and it'll ask for proof of income. Now, for proof of income, you don't have to upload proof of income if you don't want to, but there is an option there that it will state that you prefer not to upload a proof of income, and you can just select that option there. Now, we do have one school that does require an upload for a report card and a STAR or MAP assessment, and that's for our virtual academy. It will require a report card and a STAR or MAP assessment. And if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at 972-925-5560. Thank you all.
Great. Thank you so much. Appreciate that information. And next we have whoever is still running. Okay. A reminder of the phone bank number 972-925-5560, and it's on today till 12. If you have, it's kind of hard to answer very specific questions here. So if you have very specific questions that you've encountered in the application process and that kind of thing, or it's a very specific question that's about your student, I recommend that you call them. Or if you can't call them today, maybe during the week, or go visit one of the WAN centers, because it's kind of hard to answer very specific questions here. So, or even make recommendations about what school for your student, because, you know, we can't really go into specifics about your student's particular needs or learning styles. So next. And for that, you can go to one of the WAN centers. You can find the locations that may be nearest you at www.dallasisd.org/one. Or you can reach them by email at enroll@Dallas ISD or that same number, 972-925-5560. They are available from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please don't show up right at 5 p.m. at the center because, they might, you might not find them there. Okay, next. Now we'll talk about one of our really, really amazing high school programs. And we have Omar Kelly to walk us through this program.
All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm here to tell you about the P-TECH and early college programming. So I'm pretty sure if you've not heard, but this is a great, great opportunity to any family. I'm going to give you a brief synopsis of the two programs and then tell you how it works. All right, like my former colleagues said earlier, this is an application process. The application needs to be turned in by the 31st of January. So you have two concepts here. This is an opportunity for families to save money. I talk to a lot of parents, and most parents are always saying that I want to be able to send my child to college, but college is very expensive. This program right here is completely free to you guys. We have what is called the early college and we have the P-TECH programs, which are two of the same. So you're going to hear me talk about these interchangeably. The early college program is a program designed to get you 60 credit hours. So you get an Associate's of Art or an Associate's of Science while all in high school. This is not an extended day. You do not have to come super early or stay super late, but you have an opportunity for your child while in high school to get an associate's degree. Then we have the P-TECH program, which is exactly the same thing with a twist. The P-TECH program is where you're able to get 60 hours of college, where you get an Associate's of Arts or an Associate's of Science, but there also is a work component. We have several industries throughout Dallas who want to hire our young adults. And so through the internships, in the summer, they have job opportunities. These companies are clamoring for our students because they see that they're driven. They see that they're taking college classes, so they know they're serious. So let me go over this again. P-TECH is early college with a work component, internships. ECHS is an early college without the work component. So some parents may feel like, I don't want my child worrying about going to work or anything. I just want them to focus on school. Early college is for you, maybe. If you're saying that I want my child to be more than just a scholar, I want him to know about his options and maybe get into a trade or see if this is something he really wants to do, P-TECH is the way to go. Both of these are under the same umbrella. Next slide. Some of these things that the programs are ensuring that you're thinking about a high school diploma, which you're going to get anyway when you go to high school, but now you're getting up to 60 college hours. So that means when your child turns 18 or graduates from high school, they're going to have an associate's degree. That means they're going to have 60 hours completed. No cost to the parent. Parents, you're not paying for tuition, which we know is high. You're not paying for books, which we know is high. You're not paying for transportation, nor are you paying for food. We take care of everything. This is a program that we require that you want to be in the 9th grade. Do we take transfers? The answer is yes, but let me pivot on this and explain. If your child starts as a freshman, they have an opportunity to get the associate. If your child is a sophomore, junior, or a senior, and you're trying to transfer into a program like this, we cannot guarantee you the 60 hours because this is a course, this is something that has to run through the year. So we really like to catch people at their freshman year and get them in the program. Now, something that some of my other colleagues asked for, we do not require test scores. We do not require standardized testing. We do not look at STAR scores. We do not look at behavior records. We take the child as is. So no matter what your child has done previous, if they're ready to embark on this challenge, this is the challenge for them. We have mentoring opportunities. We have worksite visits, paid internships. The list goes on. And all you have to do is apply. Mr. Kelly, well, do I have to stay? Which schools do I go to? You can go to any school, any school. I don't care where you stay. As long as you're in district in Dallas, wherever high school is close to you, there is a bus that will take you anywhere around Dallas. We're at all 27 campuses in high school, so the list goes on. There's a brochure that you're going to be seeing later on, a QR code that has a list of the different schools and the different things that they offer. That way you don't feel so rushed in making your decision. But I do ask that you at least have about 5 choices because your first choice may not happen. So then you can go to your second choice. This is all lottery based. So the quicker you get in, the better chances are you getting your things already processed. We've already started accepting students and already putting seats available. So seats are moving fast. Each school has a limited number of seats. Most schools have about 125 seats, while some schools have only 80 spots. So it's very, very, very important that you get with centralized enrollment or get with the high school that you plan on going to and ask about their early college program. Last slide. Last but not least, these are just some of the things and these are some of the school locations, but let me just give you some data. $2.5 million students have earned over paid internships, $2.5 million. So that means these students have earned that much money in the summer. There are over 355 paid student internships last year. As far as credit hours, because we want to equip these kids with credit hours. We don't just want to graduate the student. We want to graduate the student with something. So we have 394,000 credit hours earned. And guys, this is not something that was around when we were coming up. This is an opportunity that you cannot pass up on. Free education, getting your child into college. I know you have multiple children. It's going to be hard trying to figure out how am I going to get all 3 of my students in college at the same time or back to back. You can take the stress off of you by enrolling in a Dallas Choice school. You're doing the same process you've been doing. You're going to use a centralized enrollment, the same application that you use to get your child in middle school, high school. It's the same form. We just need you to pick a high school. If you notice, the QR code is at the top. That is a brochure. This just gives you, if you want to scan that, this just gives you a list of the schools and what they offer. Some high schools offer different programs. Your child may want to be in focus with criminal justice. There's a criminal justice pathway. Your child may want to focus on health. There's a health pathway. Your child may want to focus on business, might want to think about business management, IT. There are different pathways. But remember, schools are giving you an Associate's of Art and an Associate's of Science, 60 credit hours with an opportunity for paid internships, completely free of charge, no requirement to you or your student. We're looking for any student. They don't have to be a certain GPA, certain height, certain weight. We're looking for all. And I hope to see you again. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. I'll be on. And thank you for this.
Thank you so much, Omar. And we do have a lot of questions in the Q&A, so definitely get on there and start answering them because there's a lot of people interested in the programs offered at PTech, and they are great programs. So if your kids are interested in this, take advantage because they make a huge difference. And next, I believe we have Career Institutes. So, and we have Ms. Barker here to go over those.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Becky Barker. I'm here to share with you information about Career Institutes. We are not a school, we're programs, and we serve our area high schools. So you are looking at a map We have currently 3 career institutes. One is onboarding, but we have all these schools that we work with. So the first one is Career Institute North, and we serve Thomas Jefferson, W.T. White, Hillcrest, Conrad, North Dallas High School, and we're located in North Dallas off of Midway Road. The second Career Institute is the Price Career Institute South. It's located off of Village Fair Drive, and we serve Sauk, Carter, Roosevelt, Kimball, Wilmer Hutchins, Seagoville. And then while our Career Institute West is coming on board, we also serve Pinkston, Adamson, Molina, and Sunset. Our last Career Institute East is located behind Lincoln High School, and we serve Bryan Adams, Woodrow Wilson, Spruce, Samuel, Lincoln, and Madison. So what happens is we pick up students at the high school. Students will graduate from their high school. They still play sports. They do extracurricular activities at their home high schools, and they come to us for 2 class periods a day, and that's just to take their pathway classes. So we're 75% hands-on. So if your student is a hands-on student, this may just be the place for them. Of course, everything associated with Career Institutes is free. They come to us every other day, half a day. We take care of the bus to and from their home high school to us. Next slide, please. Okay, so here is a list of the different pathways that we offer. Now, we don't offer each pathway at each Career Institute. So you will have to check with them if you see one, just to make sure before you sign up that it is located at that particular institute. So we offer different pathways in architecture and construction, health science, transportation and logistics, information technology, and manufacturing. Next slide, please. So here's a sample program for our HVAC and our healthcare. These are the courses 9th through 12th. And then we also offer industry certifications. We don't have problems with students working on their industry certifications, because for everyone means more money that they can make. And so when you're talking about money, students really listen and they pay attention to that. We also have the opportunity, or students do their junior summer going into their senior year, to have paid internships with a lot of our industry partners. And then, of course, after they graduate, we help them get jobs as well in their particular pathway. Next slide, please. Oh, there's not another slide. Okay, then let me just finish up very quickly with saying that we offer the industry certifications. That means extra money. We also have different pathways that students can get to, different occupations. IT is one of our, I guess, pathways that will make the most money. If you're interested in just going the money route and you're good on the computer, that would be something awesome. We are an open enrollment school, or open enrollment program, I guess I should say. So again, we don't look at grades. We don't look at test scores. We don't look at applications and things that you have coming in. How do you get to Career Institute East? You just have to share with your counselor. You can sign up with us and just let us know which particular pathway you're interested in, and we will get you in. Remember, everything is free. So if you found something that interests you, please check us out. We'd love to see you at Career Institutes next school year. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And next we have, as we saw, the 2A and secondary dual language program. This is offered at different schools, and let's learn a little bit more about it.
Good morning. I'm Mauricio Garcia. I'm a dual language specialist. We would like to share with you the key aspects of the two-way and secondary dual language program. This program is special because it offers a chance for students to learn in two languages. It's not just about becoming fluent in English and Spanish. It's about learning different ways to communicate and understand our world. Students also learn critical thinking and problem solving skills, which are so important for success in any area of life. Another amazing aspect of this program is how it expands the students' horizons. It helps them become more globally aware and appreciate the rich cultural diversity around them. Next, please. Okay. Dallas ISD offers a robust two-way dual language program across 74 elementary schools, 8 middle schools, and 4 high schools. Here's how you can find the right school for your child. Start by visiting the Dallas ISD School Finder page. The link information is right on this slide. Click on Explore Schools in Dallas to see all your options on the map. Select a school and go to the Programs tab to see if they offer dual language programs. Remember, there are programs for both emerging bilingual students, which is the one way, and for those who opt in. Next, please. Now we're looking at our two-way dual language program language instruction plan from pre-K to 5th grade. Starting in pre-K and kindergarten, students immerse in Spanish with 90% of their day dedicated in learning this language. This helps them pick up Spanish as naturally as they did in their first language, with a 10% of instruction in English. By 1st grade, they shift to a 65-35 split with a larger portion of the day in Spanish, but increasing English instruction to build their skills in both languages. From 2nd to 5th grade, we balance it out to a 50-50 split between Spanish and English. This equal exposure solidifies the ability to communicate, read, and write in both languages, or bilingual. Now my colleague will speak on the next slide. Next.
Thank you, Mauricio, and good morning, everyone. Now, for secondary dual language, we have 8 middle and 4 high school options. As you can see on the screen, these schools are located throughout the Metroplex in Dallas, and you have different options for middle school like Hotchkiss, Long, Rosemont, Upper, Alexander, and for high school, we have 4 in total. And how this works, though, in secondary is quite different from elementary, as we can see on the next slide. For the beginning of middle school, the 1st grade, 6th grade, students will have to take one reading language course and one additional course in Spanish, and then the rest of the courses in English. Then from 7th grade to 12th grade, that means the remaining of middle school and all high school, they will have to take one core content and one Spanish load course, and the remainder of courses in English. So it's different, but the students, like Mauricio explained, will acquire all those skills that will definitely improve their literacy skills in both languages. And if you have any questions or you would like to have more information, please contact us at bilingualesl@dallasisd.org or call us at 972-925-6490. Thank you so much.
Okay, so next we have our special education representative. There's a lot of questions always about special education and all these programs. So we've invited a representative from special education to tell us how exactly that works with some of these programs. Ms. Thrasher?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sherry Thrasher Campbell, and I am with the Special Services Department. And I know there are a lot of questions, so I hope I can answer all of them. So for Dallas ISD, we do offer a continuum of services across the district. Our inclusion program is offered at every campus. However, not all of our campuses have our specialized programs. And so you would need to contact our office to find out specifically on the specific school you're interested in if that program is offered at that campus. As you can see on the slide, we have our external support, which is our mainstream students, and this is usually consultation with between teachers. Our inclusion support, it's in class, and then we have our ECSE collaboratives, and then we have our specialized programs, which are behavior, ECSE self-contained, resource, and our specialized programs, FLSTC and ADL. So that is it for us.
Great. Well, we have a few questions already. I think one of the main questions is transportation. Yes, we do offer transportation. If you get admitted into a choice or magnet transformation program, you do get transportation. That does not apply to transfers. So so keep that in mind as you are applying to these schools. So there's quite a lot of questions out there about how parents can access their STAR and their children's STAR results and their GPA and some other documents that are required for a few of these schools to be able to apply. Can somebody from centralized enrollment kind of walk us through where to access those?
I can. So there are quite a few options for students that are currently enrolled in Dallas ISD. You can contact your student's current school, either the counselor or even the registrar or office staff should be able to give you a copy of the report card and STAR or MAP scores. You can also visit the Office of Centralized Enrollment. We can assist you if your student is currently enrolled with Dallas ISD and help you upload those scores to your student's application or just provide you a copy with them if you're not ready to apply just yet.
Okay, great, thanks. And there's another, there's a question, I think this is applies more to magnets. There's a few questions about testing, like what kinds of tests, especially for the younger kids, for like pre-K and kindergarten, what kind of tests do they have to take if they're applying to a magnet? And there's some questions about what kind of, when does the testing take place for some of the other grades? Is that something that they'll be contacted about once the application is submitted? How does that work, Mayra?
Yeah, so each assessment varies by the type of program that you're applying to within the magnet umbrella. Like I said, we have tag programs, visual art, which will require an actual audition. So it just varies on the type of program that you are applying to. For our Montessori programs, the younger age group, pre-K and K, they may be in a classroom being observed, ask some questions, but I definitely recommend you contacting the school directly, and they will be able to give you more of an idea on what to expect before test date. Now, as far as when the assessment will be, once the school has processed your application and your applicant is deemed eligible, then you will receive a notification via the same Schoolmint system. Like Jennifer said, you may receive an email, or if you've opted into text messages, you'll receive that notification through there, letting you know when that date and time will be. If for whatever reason you are unable to make that date and time, you can contact the school directly to see if they have a different time and they can work with you with that.
Great, thank you. And some of the schools, like some of the art schools, will also require, for example, like an audition and that kind of thing, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, great. So I guess this applies to all the programs, Magnet, PTech, and some of the transformation programs. It's always easier, I guess, to go into these programs at the transitional grades. Like if you're going into to do it at pre-K or kinder or first, or to do it at sixth grade for middle school, to do it at ninth grade for high school. But is there an opportunity to go into these programs in the middle of any of these grades? There's a person, for example, who was wondering, they have a freshman at Sunset and they would like to go into the P-TECH program next year. Is that possible? And I guess the folks from the different programs, if they can weigh in on this, how hard is it to come in the middle as opposed to in the transition?
It's not too hard. It's just that we cannot guarantee the associate's degree because they start taking classes their freshman year. So we want to get those, we want to get them, we start the applications in the 8th grade coming into their 9th grade year. So when they get to their 9th grade year, we already know who they are. We start getting them college IDs. They start taking classes. If you came late, there's still an opportunity, but I just need parents to understand that there is no guarantee because a lot of parents will say, well, I thought my child was going to get an associate's degree. That was possible if they started on time. Now, also is seat availability. A lot of these programs have 125 seats. So if the program is currently filled, you may not be able to get in that program. But there are other programs in the district that all the seats are not filled. So if that's something that you just wanted to do, you could probably transfer to another school maybe if they had available seats. But there is an option to do that. So I don't want to discourage anyone, but you just need to get in touch with the collegiate principal at that school. So with that parent, I gave her the information to the AP at Sunset, who's over the collegiate program, so she can reach out to him because he is the owner of that and he kind of runs that, and he will give her more information on where her number is, if her application, because she still needs to fill out an application. So this is possible. And so let me stop talking. I hope that answered the question.
I think it did, but how about for magnet and the transformation programs? Is it possible, recommended that you come in the middle?
So for high schools, most of our high school magnet programs do have seats available in 9th and 10th grade, but we don't accept transfers during the school year. So for example, during this school year, we would not be able to accept transfers. You would be able to apply right now for the next school year. It does get a little bit more tricky for 11th and 12th grade, although they may have a limited number of seats. It would depend whether the student's coursework, transcript, and available credits align with that program, and if the student will be able to finish that program's credits and requirements on time.
Great, thank you.
Well-
So Juan, were you gonna talk about transformation schools?
So same as magnet, usually during the school year, we don't allow transfers, especially this late in the school year. But yeah, no, that was going to be my answer.
Okay, so impossible, but not impossible, but not, not the best practice. So, but it's always good to try if you're filling out the application, it might work out that there's a spot in that school that you want. So definitely try it out. Is there a benefit to applying? I know the deadline is January 31st, which is like going to be here sooner than you think. But is there a benefit to submitting your application now or to waiting till the 31st? I mean, people are still kind of, juggling through their options.
I would say now seats are filling up for P-TECH and the early college program. But typically and let me just say this, some schools will fill up very fast. Some schools will have openings. So if you know the school that you want to go to and you already have an idea, I say get on it fast.
Mhm. Does this apply to transformation and magnets? Because I think you guys do the lottery at the end, right? So it doesn't really matter when you submit.
Right, Mari Carmen. So just to clarify, any program within this application system, the lottery or the calculation or whatever it is that the specific program requires, will not run until after January 31st. And so all parents will be notified in March whether they were accepted to a specific program that they chose. There is no benefit if a parent applied November 1st or if they're applying on January 31st. That application will be processed the same way. And even if you apply on January 31st, for example, for Magnet, that they do require assessments. If your child is eligible, you will receive that notification that you have an assessment. Just, make sure you keep up to date with your emails and your text messages.
Okay. Great. And so I guess this takes us to another question that, once the, I guess with the ranking. So there's a ranking for that you do when you're filling out the application, like your option 1, option 2, option 3. And there's been a few questions about like what happens if you don't get your option 1. And I don't know if you're the right person or somebody else from centralized enrollment. If you don't get option 1, but you get an offer from your option 2 or your option 3, do you get waitlisted on your option 1? I mean, how does that process work?
So it really depends. There are some things that happen before the lottery is run. So as everyone has mentioned, when an application is submitted, the first status a parent will see is in processing. So as the schools are processing those applications, reviewing them for eligibility, then the status will begin to change on the application. An application can be updated to eligible, which means that they're eligible to move forward. In the case of Magnet, that means moving forward to the campus assessment. For other like P-type programs, some have interviews, so they can move forward with the interview process. For some schools, they don't have additional application requirements, so then the next step would be moving forward to the lottery. So those eligible applications will be moving forward to that step. If unfortunately the student does not meet the eligibility criteria for that school, then their application is marked ineligible. Now, we try to mark those applications ineligible as quickly as possible, because then the parent has an opportunity to switch that campus to another program that they might be interested in before the application deadline. So those ineligible applications will not be run through the lottery process. For the eligible applications that are able to move forward and be part of the lottery or the student selection process, then everyone will be notified in March for all of the schools that they apply to. If the student is accepted to their first choice application, then any lower ranked option will automatically be withdrawn. If they are not accepted to their first choice, the status will be indicated on that application, whether it be they were waitlisted, maybe they didn't meet the requirements for the on-campus assessment, so they didn't qualify for those magnet schools after. So it will notify you, but there's no set status that we can provide at this time without knowing the results of that lottery, if that helps. Now, if the student is waitlisted for a higher ranked choice, then they can accept a lower ranked seat and still remain on that wait list until something becomes available later on in the school year.
Great. So, and there wouldn't, because somebody was asking too, if my child gets into multiple schools and we decide on one school, do we get automatically removed from all the others? that would not be the case. Like you would not get offers from multiple schools. You would get an offer from one school, correct?
Correct. Yes. And this is why we allow changes to the application and that ranking until the application deadline, because we understand, you know, as you're touring campuses, as you're attending these virtual webinars to get more information on the programs, you might come across a school that you didn't know about before. And so you want to make those changes. So that's why, you know, we allow it until January 31st.
Great. And somebody had a question about, since you're here, that they had submitted the application already with just 2 schools, but they wanted to go back and add more schools. Is that still possible?
Absolutely, yeah. Just keep in mind there is a two school limit from our magnet programs. So if the 2 schools you have selected are magnet schools, you cannot add more magnet schools, but you can definitely add transformation, neighborhood, P-Tech programs until you reach that 5 school limit.
Okay, great. And this is a question for, I guess, early college or P-Tech, because they're housed within our traditional high schools. With the early college programs, if the high school is within our zone, will the attendance zone, I guess, will the student automatically have a seat, or is the program not considered by zones?
Ooh, that's tricky. Some schools are school within a school. So, for example, if a person goes to Northlake, they're already located on a college campus. So that's a little bit different. But I might have to go to central enrollment with that. I'm not sure. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
So if you are zoned for like a school that has neighborhood and P-Tech, you do have to submit a separate P-Tech application. So in that walkthrough that I did, the address that I had selected zoned to North Dallas, that does not give me automatic admission into North Dallas's P-Tech program. I do have to submit a separate application for that. Now keep in mind the application will only show P-Tech and early college options to incoming 9th graders. So if you have an upperclassman, anyone going to 10th, 11th, or 12th, then you may need to reach out to that school specifically to, you know, get more information on how to apply there.
Okay.
Yes, because a lot of times and this happens, now to give me an example, Skyline. And this happens a lot at Skyline. People will apply to Skyline and they say, well, I want to be in Skyline. Skyline has 3 different programs. They have the magnet, they have the collegiate, and then they have comprehensive. So you have to be, when you apply for that school, you have to check the box on, like Miss Jennifer said, you have to check the box on what you want to do. So that's very, very important, because we get a lot of kids on the comprehensive side that thought they were going to be in P-Tech, and then we get those that are in the collegiate who really wanted to be in the magnet, but thought that the P-Tech was the magnet. So it's very important to understand that.
Yes, the Skyline is kind of an application behemoth. So make sure you're applying for the right program if you want to go to Skyline. Now, if you're zoned for Skyline and you don't apply for anything, then you'll end up in just their regular traditional high school program. Those are kind of mostly the questions that we have. I think I've covered some of the general questions that we have for the programs. We've answered a lot of them in the Q&A also. It looks like it's time. Our time is running out. So I just wanted to say thank you to all the folks who participated, who took time this morning to join us to listen to all this great information and to ask questions. I hope that you are ready I think we have another slide with the information again with the phone bank. Yes, we do. You can find more information. We'll have this presentation, a recording of this presentation at www.dallasisd.org/discover. You can find the application there as well, and more information about each of the programs. You can call today, not till 2 to 12. I'm sorry, I missed that one. 972-925-5560 until noon today. They'll be available, and they're available Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. to answer your questions. Thank you so much to all the panelists who took the time to share all the information with our parents today. Appreciate you, and good luck with your applications, and good luck with getting into all these great programs that will greatly benefit your students. We look forward to having you in Dallas ISD for the 2024-2025 school year. Have a fantastic rest of your Saturday and a great weekend.